Going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Now today we've got some informational, some educational sort of video. What if we place 8 billion people on Mars right now? Now if you guys don't know, I'm a big planet man. I love just the universe, just the thinking process of it all just intrigues me a lot. I don't know what it is, but ever since I was younger, I've just always been interested in planets and just the imagination of what could possibly be out there. I could talk about it for hours and hours and hours, just thinking about just all the possibilities in the universe. But hey, if you guys are new, subscribe. There's no messing around. Let's get straight into it.
It's like experiencing a fire, flood, and being robbed all at the same time.
Excuse me?
And I'm merely talking about changing apartments or houses. But what if I say that one day we'll have to move to another planet? For example, to Mars.
Yeah!
This is quite likely.
I really want to go to Mars.
On Earth. You've probably heard that the population of our planet is growing faster than nature can produce what we need.
Yeah.
Currently, the population of the Earth is about 7.8 billion people. According to scientists, by the year 2057, it will already be 10 billion. And by 2100, almost 11. Have you ever lived in the same apartment or house with 20 or 30 relatives? A similar situation will soon happen on Earth.
Oh no.
It's time to think about inhabiting a neighboring planet.
I just want to ask people in the comments, have you got, if you aren't, follow the page on Twitter or Instagram, the Mars rover page where NASA, they sent the Mars rover, and they always post clips and videos and photos on Mars from the rover. I don't know, but that stuff is really cool.
For example, Mars, not Neptune.
Is that
too far away? I must tell you that the number of people inhabiting Earth isn't the only reason to pack our things, jump into a rocket, and rush to another planet.
That'd be cool.
Yes, there are many of us. And yes, there aren't enough resources for everyone.
It's a lot of trees.
But while we somehow are learning to survive in these conditions and doing it well, what if an asteroid crashed into the Earth? When scientists determine that collisions are unavoidable, we'll have no other choice. We'll have to run. But there's one problem. Okay, not one, but one key problem. In diameter, Mars is half the size of Earth.
Yeah, I was about to say.
More precisely, its radius is 53% the radius of our planet. If we compare surface areas, then it doesn't look so bad. The surface area of Mars is 144.37 million square kilometers. That's 55.74 million square miles, which is only 28% that of the Earth. But if we take only the Earth's land into account...
Yeah, I was about to say, but most of Earth is actually water, so...
Excluding the ocean.
Yeah.
Then its surface area is close to that of Mars.
Okay.
But add here that Mars's mass is only 642 sextillion kilograms. That's 1,415 sextillion pounds.
Sextillion?
Which is
what?
10 times less than the mass of the Earth. Now, these aren't just dry numbers from a textbook. A planet's mass directly influences our ability to survive on it, because mass affects the force of gravity. The longer you live on Mars, the more problems you'll have in your muscles and spine. We're used to completely different loads. And yet, this still isn't the main problem.
Really?
Perhaps people are concerned about the overpopulation of Earth. Well, this problem would be especially more intense on Mars. Where would we all fit? To start, it's worth noting that we wouldn't all immediately fly there in full force. First, a small group would go, for reconnaissance, so to speak. These pioneers would have to prepare everything for the arrival of the main group, which we likely could end up in. The first thing a group of scouts would have to do is set up agriculture. There's absolutely nothing to collect on Mars, so you could forget about hiking the forest for mushrooms and berries. Everything would have to be grown by ourselves. But there's something to rejoice in. According to scientists, under certain conditions, beans, potatoes, and asparagus could take root on Mars.
Okay.
So we wouldn't stay hungry. However,
you can leave the asparagus at home. We do not need that.
you would have to bring along a stock of products with a long shelf life.
Oh.
You'd need to eat something while waiting for the harvest.
Well, I would have
and
hoped
that's
so.
no quick matter. So, while you're waiting for the first sprouts,
some bread
you
or
could
something.
start the construction of houses. But what would we build from, you ask?
Brick.
Carrying equipment and building materials would be very expensive. Therefore, scientists are looking for other options. One is 3D printers.
Yeah,
but
true.
their ink also isn't cheap. So scientists have proposed...
Oh, please! Don't tell me that it's not cheap or we don't have enough money to build this shit. There are millions of billionaires on this planet that are worth so much money. Some people are drowning in money. Don't tell me there's not enough money on this world to do whatever anyone wants to do. I mean, like, there is enough money in the world. Don't tell me that.
Which is most
that's a
abundant
lie.
on Mars, dust. This would significantly speed up the process and reduce costs.
Yeah, true.
Thus, construction technology and the selection of materials are solvable problems. But where would all those people who'd build the houses from Martian dust live? At NASA, they're already dealing with this issue. In 2016, several companies began developing prototypes for designs that could be brought to Mars.
Oh, that's
The
cool.
list of requirements for them is huge, which in general isn't surprising. It includes protection against ionizing radiation and the ability to maintain comfortable living conditions.
Yo, this house is so cool. Bro, I want to go to Mars.
Among a whole lot more. Of course, people still have no experience with life on other planets.
Yeah, true.
But the developers are relying on the principles of the life support systems already operating on space stations. Except, perhaps, their tight quarters.
Yeah,
Proportions are much smaller there. Everyone needs their own personal space. Let's hope that in the permanent homes for life on Mars, this would be accounted for. So, preparations for the relocation to the Red Planet are in full swing. NASA even has mining covered. For this, they've created a special robot called Razor.
Oh.
In the big picture, it looks like their progress is moving in the right direction. They're giving attention to the smallest details and searching for solutions to potential problems.
Oh.
But some questions regarding life on the Red Planet don't have answers. For example, how would we deal with Mars's atmosphere? You can't stay in the closed confinements of a space station. Before you go out for a walk on Mars, remember that about 95% of the planet's atmosphere is carbon dioxide. This means you couldn't go outside without pressurized spacesuits and oxygen tanks. Mars also doesn't have a global magnetic field comparable to Earth's geomagnetic field.
Hey, why couldn't we send people, like, you can send some to Mars and then send some people to the moon? Like, why can't people live on the moon? I know that the moon, obviously, you know, the gravity and stuff is, like, different, but, or there's no gravity, but, or there is, I don't know, it's one of the other, but why can't we do that?
Combined with a thin atmosphere,
I know it's a lot smaller,
that a
but
significant amount of ionizing radiation reaches its surface.
Yeah.
In other words, you need reliable protection for your whole body if moving to Mars is on your to-do list.
I hope so.
In addition, in the harsh Martian conditions, there's an extremely unpleasant phenomenon for all humans.
What's that?
All the water that reaches the Red Planet begins boiling at 4 degrees Celsius, or
What?
39.2 Fahrenheit.
Oh, hell no.
So the first settlers of Mars, alas, couldn't do without a spacesuit. And the problems don't end there.
Oh my God.
The temperature on the Red Planet varies greatly. At the poles, it's in the minus 153 degrees Celsius area. That's around minus 243 Fahrenheit.
What?
In the daytime, half of the air warms up to 20 degrees Celsius,
That's
or about
okay.
68 Fahrenheit.
That's all right.
And at the equator, even up to 27 degrees Celsius, or about 81 degrees
That's all
Fahrenheit.
right. I mean, in Australia right now, it's about 35 degrees every day, so that's
you
no
think
drama.
You can easily stand the heat and cold. Mars would quickly convince you otherwise.
Really?
If you want more comparisons of the Red Planet with ours, here's an important fact for you. Mars revolves around the sun more slowly than Earth. So 1 year there takes 669 Martian days, or 687
That's like two-
Earth days.
yeah, about 2
Its
years.
seasons are similar, however, they last longer than 3 months. But let's get back to the main question we all gathered here for. how would we all fit on Mars?
I don't think we would.
First, let's calculate how many of us there would be.
Some of you
Not
gotta
everyone
go.
could fly. To go to space, you
What
need
the
to go
fuck?
through some tough training. So if you have health problems, you
Yo, what the fuck? Put some clothes on this man.
out into space. But imagine we solve this problem somehow. For example, as in the film Passengers, everyone could go to bed in special capsules with full life support. Another problem is that
cool.
many travelers drop out during the flight.
Yeah.
Out of the 45 spacecraft sent to Mars since the 1960s, in 26 cases, something went wrong.
Oh.
Therefore, the risk of flight failure is really serious. Taking off can also lead to a disaster.
Yeah.
But even still, there may not be enough space on Mars, so what could we do? Unfortunately, scientists still don't have an answer.
Oh, come
One
on.
suggestion is to create underground dwellings.
Oh.
By building a series
Oh.
of tunnels connecting the underground habitats, colonists could abandon oxygen tanks and pressurized suits well away from home, so all is not lost.
Okay.
It's possible that you could be among those who first moved to Mars.
Yeah.
Despite the
I hope
many
so.
difficulties that await migrants, people talk about moving to Mars. For example, Elon Musk,
Yeah.
who was going to colonize the Red Planet and turn Earthlings into a multi-planetary civilization. This was one of the key goals of creating SpaceX. Over time, many of the problems facing life on Mars could still be overcome through the use of geoengineering, or rather terraforming. Using organisms like cyanobacteria and phytoplankton, colonists could gradually convert most of the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere into breathable oxygen.
Okay.
It's also possible that we could use orbital mirrors to heat the surface and
Okay.
bombard the red planet with comets. Regardless of the method, all existing options for terraforming Mars could make it inhabitable for humans in the long term. If you like this video,
Hey, that's going to cap it off, guys. Hey, that was a good video. Shout out to Riddle. Shout out to this channel, of course, original link in the description. I love these sorts of videos. If there is any more videos like this that I should be reacting to, please comment them down below. But hey, that is going to cap it off, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. And just firstly, I'd love to be the first guy to play cricket on Mars. But hey, that's going to cap it off, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one.